Ladies and gentlemen, this is Scott Pollack, Chief Editor of the Critical Post Chicago Reporting. Welcome to another edition of the Goldwater Report. Thanks again for tuning us in, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate it. This edition of the Goldwater Report is coming to you live, or almost live, from the capital of the Midwest Coast, Chicago, Illinois, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple of days ago, we broadcast a headline on the Critical Post Chicago Report that a bill has been introduced into Congress, H.R. 5404, by Representative from West Virginia, Republican Alexander Mooney, that states that a bill has been submitted to the House of Representatives to put the United States dollar, owned by the Federal Reserve, back on the gold standard. And I find it very curious, ladies and gentlemen, what should be the biggest headline in this country. Do you realize, ladies and gentlemen, that only 10% of our audience, roughly, paid attention to that headline? That headline is nowhere seen in any of the most popular web broadcasting platforms, to include the aggregator at the Drudge Report, or Alex Jones, or other popular web broadcasters at this point. Do you understand how significant that is? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to open up a discussion thread in the next Goldwater Report, because it's time for the American audience at large to understand what their status is. And there's a lot of things. There's many things concerning status in this environment that we're in, this quote-unquote federal environment that we're in. We're going to open up that discussion thread underneath that Goldwater Report to the general public. And I want to make a general announcement that anybody caught using any kind of language that we deem inappropriate or stupid, or language of stupidity or ignorance, or language that casts aspersions on anybody else in the comment thread, that those people will be banned from any future comment. Right now, the only comments that get approved are the ones that we approve. They just don't automatically go into our thread. In that broadcast a couple of days ago, one person made a comment about H.R. 5404. in which we responded. Not in your lifetime. And our comment, which is basically Brian and myself discussing this kind of stuff, was not in your lifetime, which is why we are going to open up a discussion thread. Because it won't happen. Nothing of importance will happen in this country until you understand what your status is, what your legal reality is, and until you understand that you are not the sovereigns. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you this. At the beginning of our broadcasts, every time that we broadcast, we put that picture on the screen. That is a statement from a trust account dated December 1st, 2008. That's a banking trust. That is a direct quote from the banking trust. And people look at that, they don't understand what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, people don't understand what that is. Now, that is a chart right now, and if I move it back down, some of it's going to get blocked, but this is a chart of the dollar in the Forex market. That's a chart for the last couple of years in the Forex market of the Federal Reserve note as a currency. People don't understand what this is. They don't get it. Okay? They don't get it. And that's very unfortunate. Very, very, very unfortunate. So we're going to open up a discussion thread regarding HR 5404. Because people don't understand how bad our conditions are. Because nobody in this country understands money. And nobody understands in this country that they are not the sovereigns. I'm going to go through a number of things in that broadcast so that you can have an intelligent discussion. But until you understand your legal reality, until you understand money, and until you understand what is being done on the world stage regarding all of this all of the interests of the people around you and their addiction to propaganda, until you understand that, you are not going to be able to do anything about your present status in this country and your ability to work, your ability to govern. This is not your country, ladies and gentlemen. You are not the sovereigns. Voting in these elections do not do anything of primary importance to you. And there's a lot of backdoor activity going on with the treaty power of Congress in that monstrosity in Washington, D.C. A lot of things have been abrogated. A lot of your sovereignty has already been given away as a result of treaty. But the most important thing is you don't understand money. So we're going to do that broadcast. This is a notice that we're going to open up a discussion thread because it's time for the people of this country to have a candid discussion and get educated. Because right now, everybody around you, and possibly yourself included, is not educated properly and does not have enough information to properly govern this country or to take this country back. And all you Alex Jones people out there, and all you Drudge Report people out there, and people addicted to this propaganda, I'm going to warn you that you don't know what you're talking about. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. You have not gotten the proper information. Now, I'm going to prepare that editorial broadcast in the next day or so, and it's going to go up. But it is a sad state of affairs, ladies and gentlemen, that only 10% of our small audience noticed H.R. 5404 and the ramifications of what that means. Even fewer of our audience understands the Uniform Commercial Code, the United States Code, the Constitution of the United States, and its relevance to all of the rest of this activity presently. I've spent the last 9 years of my life trying to determine what is our status right now or at any given second of the day. All of the things that you see on this screen are things that I've invested in order to do this investigation. I have made connections. I've conducted a couple of interviews. I've talked to people. That's what I do back here, besides monitoring the headlines and making a copy every night of the headlines being put forward on the propaganda threads. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a sorry state of affairs when only 10% of the people of this broadcast, subscription base on YouTube, noticed HR 5404. It's a terrible state of affairs. And it's time for us to have a candid discussion so that we understand what is really going on. Again, this is Scott Pollock, Chief Editor of the Critical Post Chicago, reporting. Thanks again for watching another edition of the Goldwater Report. Stay tuned. That is all.